these illustrations up like this. We do the narrated voices, and there's singing and prizes, and it's a lot of fun. Next. That's one of Beijo's favorite moves outside. Okay? And anybody that has cats knows this. Next. Yay. This is the section that is the behavioral and whispering section. This is the special that we have today. A lot of times pets, I know you love them or you wouldn't be here, right? Right. Okay. But sometimes they drive you crazy, right? Right. And you need to know why. With anything, if you can learn to communicate with them, you'll get better results. And this is where I come in. I save you a lot of money because you don't have to go and guess at Petco or PetSmart, which deals with generalities, and that's fine. But if you have an individual pet that is a character, they have personalities, and you might have a personality clash that's going on. Say you got one that's an alpha and you're a really shy person, well, he's going to want to boss you around. And that should not be. That is out of balance, okay? So what we do is come in and assess your individual environment. And what we do is give your pet their own personality profile. And that is their picture, their classification of what personality you're working with. Some of them might have deficiencies in their bodies, just like we do. And just like you might have a hyperactive child and some doctor automatically slaps Ritalin on them, there are other ways you don't have to do that. I really don't like drugs. I know in cases of emergency, we need them. But if you can prevent that from happening, why not do so? And this is going to be an awesome event for you because we have a live testimonial that I'm going to be showing you in a minute that I've been working with. She's awesome and very cute, and her animals are cute, and she's gotten great results, okay, for turning back the clock on any damage that you're having in your pet's lives and your own, because now that we got our animals straight, we got to get her to catch up because they are wearing her out, okay, so that's what we want, okay. But anywho, I really enjoy what I do. Your pets are my babies. I love pets more than people. I love people too, but I get them better. They're easier for me to understand. And I will do anything I can to make sure that less go to shelters, less lose their lives, less are just feeling unloved and unwanted. So this is what this is about today. And what we are going to be doing is giving you 2 sessions for the price of 1, plus your consultation phone calls, so that if you want to continue with us, that's great. But if you do not, that is fine. At least you know what you're working with. I will give you their dietary supplementation, because some of them, if you don't supplement them correctly, you have food allergies, all kind of allergies to grass and everything, and you need to know what's going on with your pet. It'll save you a lot of money in the long run and heartache, so that they don't have to come down with parvo or hip dysplasia or arthritis or any of these things that you can come down with. And there are also all kind of partners, in case you're wondering where I get all this knowledge, that work with us to make us a one-stop shop, so that anything that you may need, whether it be a pet adoption or a supplementation or behavioral training or anything like that, we have at your disposal. And just like you, who in here likes a glass, not a glass, well maybe, a glass of wine at the end of the day? Who does that? Okay, now, or some chamomile tea. Some of them need that too. Their nervous systems are out of balance. It's true. So we give calming formulas. So when you leave home, you can come back and your house isn't torn up, okay? And your shoes aren't eaten. Oh, how great is that? Or your trash isn't turned over, okay? You don't have to go through that. There are ways to prevent all of that, and we are here to show you how. So this is what this is about. Next. Now, this is what I was talking about. This on the left is Mr. Thermal. It is short for Thermopylae. He is a grown man now, just on the verge. He was a teenager when I came on the scene. And this is Jasmine, and she's 11. And with this supplement that is canine pro tandem, basically I'm trying to get corporate to change that to pet pro tandem because it's for all mammals. Basically this formula is the same. It's just that this one is bacon flavored, okay? Because the animal didn't want to eat it because it didn't smell right. But everybody loves it, my cat included. We had a video, but the internet doesn't seem to be cooperating right now, that showed Beijo flipping out, taking it. I took a little video, the first one, I had the video on, and I said, Beijo, Fontana, and he attacked me. Okay, and the video was like one of those horror flicks. It went up to the ceiling, and then you shot the bed, and then you saw a mouth and the paw, and you know, but it wasn't brutal. He was just excited. But anyway, this is something I'm very proud to be a part of. I'm getting all of my clients involved in it because what it does is it basically works on a cellular level to reduce any damage that is done in your body from oxidative stress. And it's awesome. Some people get results within 2 weeks, but usually it takes about 30 days. And Jasmine here was having problems like a lot of big dogs do with her hips. She couldn't walk very fast and she couldn't jump in the car. Well, now she's like a puppy, and I mean, she is just raring to go. She's a character anyway. She knows she's cute. I'm sorry, Michelle, but she does. And she is really just, you know, a princess, okay? So this helps her even more to be her cute self. So anyway, without further ado, Michelle, will you come up here, please? Give her a big hand. I told you she was cute. Okay, so she is my star client, and these two babies are hers, and she will do anything for her babies. And I want her to tell you all the great benefits. First of all, tell them why you called me.
Yes.
And we have graduated since then, and I'll just let her take it away.
Okay, so I just wanted to let you know a little bit of background of how I ended up with these two beautiful babies. Thermo we adopted from a rescue and when he was 3 months old, about 2 years ago. And Jasmine, we adopted her last year and she is 11 years old. But she looks pretty young here. She looks like 5 years old.
Yep.
So, I first met Danielle at a Christmas party that the doggy daycare that Thermo goes to was having. And I read that there's a pet whisperer there, and when I adopted Jasmine, I knew she had some kind of anxiety disorder. So I brought Jasmine and Thermo with me to the party, but we left within 10 minutes because Jasmine freaked out and started hiding under the table. So I knew we just needed to leave. So I got Danielle's information, and at the same time, Thermo, he goes to daycare 4 days a week because he has so much energy, we cannot leave him at home, or he would tear up, destroy the backyard, and annoy the neighbors and tear up our house. So the daycare told me that he started eating doggy food, which he has done in the past 2 or 3 times at other daycares, and I spent many dollars, maybe more than a couple $1,000 on medication and just taking him to the vet, getting fecal tests, not to mention paying for the doggy daycare fees too. So, and every time I would take him to the vet, I would ask, why is he doing this? What can I do to stop it? But they really didn't have an answer. They would just say, well, it's because maybe he's missing something in his diet, or he's very curious, but you know, I didn't know. If, okay, if he's missing something in his diet, what is it? They could not tell me. And he is getting the best of the food. He's getting a raw food diet, and he's also getting kibble for lunch when he goes to daycare. So he eats 3 times a day. So I don't understand what he was missing. And plus, I even buy lamb shanks and lamb bones so he can chew it as a treat. So I'm like, what can I do? So that's why I finally decided to call Danielle and I said, please help me because I don't know what to do. How do I stop him from eating food? I don't want, because he ended up getting sick with Giardia, which is very hard to get rid of once they have it because it just keeps coming back. So she came and immediately I could tell the dogs just gravitated towards her. They were just like, oh, someone's here for me. Listen to me. They were just like, oh my gosh, who is this? Talk to me, talk to me. So she worked with Jasmine first, and we worked with Jasmine on her anxiety with going in the car and traveling. And then with Thermo, she assessed him and she recommended some supplements for him. She said he was missing something. He needed to be balanced within his system. So she recommended some supplements. And also she said that he's just, the reason why he's eating poop is because he's just very, what is the word that he said? Social, and that's his way of telling the other dogs at the daycare that he's accepting them. So he's eating their food to show them. But in the meantime, he's making himself sick and making me crazy. So we worked with her on, we worked with them on different, different things, exercises for both of them, and the supplements, and just practicing. She would give us homework every week that she came. And so me and my husband, we would work on the homework, and little by little, Jasmine seemed to be doing better in the car. She was actually enjoying herself. We would go on short trips to the park, and she would actually stick her head out and, breathe the air, as opposed to just hiding in the back, panting heavily, with having an anxiety attack. And Thermo, within a few weeks of taking the supplements, he had not had a recurring incident of eating poop. So I was so thankful. Yay! And then, what else? And in addition to helping my animals, she also helped me and my husband because we were also unbalanced. It seemed like I was doing most of the caretaking and he was just kind of sitting back, and I felt like I had to nag him, take Thermo for a walk, take him for a bike ride. He wants to spend more time with you. He comes home from work and he says, I'm tired, whatever. But, so she helped us balance our marriage too. So the whole family unit works together.
Amen.
And Thermo, because she said that Thermo really wanted that from his dad. He wanted the attention and the love. So he kind of let it. And because of that, he is not acting out as much. He is much calmer, and he listens to both of us, as opposed to he was only listening to me. But now he actually respects my husband as well. So that's a huge thing. And then, in addition to that, then we started working with Jasmine and Thermo on the Fontana, introducing them to this. And we've also introduced it to my neighbor's dog as well. Jasmine, she had, as Danielle said, she had some hip issues, and when she would walk, she had a little limp, and she would walk very slowly, and she couldn't walk for very long. So now, she actually, in addition to the Fontana, she also got massages every week to massage her hips and get everything circulated in her system. So that really helped her, and now she's walking really well. She's walking faster than me now. I have to keep, she walks away from me. Before she used to be really shy and really timid, and she's very outgoing, and she's a spunky little girl. She is, what's the word? What do you call her? She's the,
She's precocious,
yes.
and she's very
Eh,
sassy.
Yeah, but sassy is the word. She always has to get the last word in. Before, when someone was at the door, he's the protector, so he would the rest of the stuff. And then she would come in behind him. But since he's calmed down, as soon as I tell him to stop and to sit at the door, he stops. But she continues now. And I tell her to calm down and sit down. And she, even though I say sit and calm down, she still wants to talk. And she, after I say sit, talk, stop, she still has to get one more back, one more. Just because she wants to have the last word. Yeah. And then, and actually, she's even slimmed down. She looks really well. Now when I take her for walks, people ask how old she is, and I say 11, and they say, wow, she looks like 5 or 6 years old. And she acts like it too, which is most important. They're both very happy. And also my neighbor has a 6-year-old chocolate lab, and I gave her a bottle of the Fontana, and immediately the dog started playing more, was able to jump higher. She was already having some hip issues at 5 or 6 years old. So, yeah, so she's very happy with it. She's going to continue with the formula, and myself as well. Yes. What else? I think that's it.
Give her a big I'm really on a mission for getting senior pets placed in homes. A lot of times, they're the ones that get left in the shelters, which breaks my heart because they're jewels. Not everybody wants a hyper puppy. They're already trained, they're already housebroken, they're just waiting to be loved, and a lot of them lost their homes because of just traumatic circumstances. And Fontana helps you be able to give them the longevity so you don't have to shy away thinking that if I get this senior pet, they're going to pass away and then my heart's going to be broken. Michelle found Jasmine and they fell in love with each other, and I'm just stoked beyond words that now she's outrunning her. So please do that today. Okay, next. This is starting the articles on Beijo's Corner. This is an article about your pets being prepared for summer. Today is a perfect day for this because we are over 100 out here. How many of you that had pets at home prepared for them to be left alone? Because you should. It's not like, oh, that's a dog, you know, it'll know how to take care of itself. That's a lie, okay? And people that think like that really shouldn't have a dog, okay? So what is a great thing is when you sign up on beijoscorner.com is we give you tips and all kind of recipes. And one of my favorite things to do are to give your pet their special bowl so that they know this bowl is specifically for goodies. It cuts down on begging, and what you can put in this bowl are all their treats. I love doggy gelato, and they love it. So you can have your Ben & Jerry's or Haagen-Dazs, and they're getting something, and how would they know that they're not getting what you're getting? I'm telling you it's good, okay? And you can have frozen, watered down chicken broth without the salt, and just get some ice cubes and put them in their bowl and leave them for the day, and they lick on them and it cools them down on the inside just like you would for yourself. There are different things you can do to set up a fan in the house because you can't be at home 100% of the time. That will give the environment for your pet to be ready for summer. Also, there are a lot of remedies that we have to keep the fleas and the ticks off your pet while they're outside that are natural. So Advantage or Frontline is fine, but some pets that cause skin irritation and allergies, and you you don't have to. There are natural remedies that work, that don't leave the fur very, very oily and collect residue. And we have all those specifics for you on beijoscorner.com. If you go on there and look up this article, this is the picture, and we have all the specifics for you for free, okay? Next. This is the latest article. And it's what do your pets do? What are they up to when you're not home? Do you know? You come home, it looks like everything is the same. Well, I beg to differ. They have their ways, okay? And they get bored, all right? And sometimes, you know, they might do a party thing. There's all kinds of stuff that happens. For the most part, though, your pets tend to sleep when you're gone. Okay, because that just helps them with the anxiety, and this article is great because I tell you to give them their calming formula, to leave some music on so that they don't feel alone and they have less separation anxiety, which helps you because they act out less, okay? But in this particular article, I borrowed a video that shows this dog. His name is Tucker. And he was causing his neighbors problems. And the neighbors were complaining about a noise disturbance. And the people were like, what are you talking about? Because we're gone. And they're like, oh, it's awful, it's awful. And, you know, your dog is just acting up and just causing us problems. So they set up a doggy cam, and Tucker was on the piano looking at a sheet of music, so he was mimicking somebody.
Oh.
And he was singing his heart out. I mean, he was letting it out. And then he stopped and paused, like he was really feeling it, you know. And then he finished with it, and then he paused and did a couple more, and then got off the piano. So it's great. So you get things like that to help you laugh and just make light of your day.
Yes.
So this is one of the last articles that we had. Oh, okay. This is one of the things that we really stress. People don't even know, for the most part, that their pets have personalities. They do. Like Michelle's too. You know, Thermal is a Hugh Hefner, okay? And Jasmine is a diva, okay? Do you know what personality your pet has? Do you know? Because you should. I know what mine is. Mine is the eternal baby, and he is a Devo, okay? I know what he is. And we can get along better because I know what he's about and what he needs. And when he's really communicating with me and I get it to him and when he's satisfied, you get a good kitty, right? And that's what we want. So this is an article showing you how to decipher that. Next. This is an article that really hits home with something I believe in. Animals really respond to music. Have you ever heard that music calms the savage beast? It has been scientifically proven, guys. Now, they put up with your Jimi Hendrix, and they'll put up with whatever else you got, Pavarotti, but that doesn't mean they like it, okay? What animals tend to like is something on a low decibel because they have very good hearing. Low classical jazz, light classical music, I'm saying, and soft jazz works perfectly. You'll see them. They'll be like you gave them some cognac or something. It's the most amazing thing. And it's easy to do. It doesn't up your bill, and it keeps your atmosphere of your home peaceful. So this is what this is about. Next. All right. These are some guilty culprits, okay? How many people in the room have come home to a scene similar to that? Oh, Now you know why? Ruffy is bored.
He was a baby.
Well, he's still bored. And he doesn't want to be separate from you. Okay, and I mean, you know, I would say if Ruffy were a human being, that would be your husband. But he's not, he's a dog. So we have to. She went outside and he was like, I'm like, wait a minute, she's coming back, she's just there. So these two have conspired And they have, caused some in-home entertainment when the owner was gone. So now there's ways to prevent this so that you don't have to put everything away. I'm old school, your house is your house. And just like if you have old children, you shouldn't have to remove everything off the coffee table. They should be taught this is our house. We're going to respect what's in it, and we're not going to destroy it, okay? They have to be taught. You can't expect them to know, and yelling does not work. Being mean does not work. I don't believe in hitting animals. You don't have to do that. There's other ways to get your message across that is far more effective and less stressful for both of you, okay? Next. All right. I love this. This cat is like, you know what? I'm out. That's it. I had, the bonbons, and I'm out for the count. So people always think about dogs when it comes to exercise, but cats need some exercising too. And they need to be excited, and it's harder for a cat, okay? They always say dogs are like women, and dogs are like men, and cats are like women. And I, to a certain degree, believe that is true. Because to get a cat to be really interactive with you, you gotta work a little, okay? They're not trying to really please you. They really, can have some areas. And this one, I love this picture because a lot of my clients with cats, I have to get them to interact with the cat. And just getting some balls with some bells or something with a feather on it doesn't do it for everybody. Okay, it just doesn't. And that's why I love Jackson Galaxy. I got the chance to meet him, which is my cat from hell. How many are familiar with that? Okay. Well, I got to meet him, and he's the same in person, actually. He's awesome. Big old teddy bear.
Oh.
And we were talking about some of this, and you have to really observe a cat and know that personality of that cat to get them to interact with you. So there are a lot of great things for this article to help you out if you're in that situation. Next. All right. How many people in this room are guilty of sharing something with their furry family members? Show their hands. Come on, don't be shy. I know you did it. Lady in the green, I know you did it. So here's the deal, okay? This happens, all right? And what I say is try the pinky rule. Let me see your pinky. Everybody hold up a pinky. Let me see your pinky. If you have something every once in a while and you take a pinky, not a glob, okay, a pinky full, and let them have a little bit, that's okay. But I do prefer in them having their own treats so that they will not have some health problems down the road. Because their systems are not identical to us. It is similar in some ways, but in some ways they don't metabolize things like we do. And you have to be careful because that love from the goodie could be causing some problems, which is going to end up, shortening the life of your furry family member. Next. Okay, so this is talking about getting your pet in a balanced lifestyle, okay? This is an article to keep your pets from getting overweight, to keep their joints lubricated and their ligaments flexible, all right? Next. This is something I really want to address. Pets and children do go together, but you cannot let little children out of your sight with the pets. They have to be taught how to interact with pets, and that's why we have the book that shows them how to start off the right way young, okay? And plus you can weed out the sociopaths, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. But this little boy, and for some reason more than little girls, little boys just do stuff. You gotta watch him. He's making his dog a Picasso, and the dog looks like he's just been beat to death, okay? Into submission. And you have to watch this so it doesn't get out of hand, because this is how children end up getting bitten by dogs and scratched by cats. And we don't have to have that, okay? We don't have to have that. So this one may not mind it, but just kind of watch it to make sure that things don't get out of hand. Next. All right. This is an article that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and it's talking about arguing in the home, what happens to the pets. Now look, I always say this, we're all spicy people, okay? I am half Sicilian and half African American. I'm a spicy person. Very nice person, but I'm spicy. And my husband and I get along great, but there are moments where things do occur. And when you have a moment like this, after you go and get yourself back and centered, go and look for the pet and reassure them that, number one, their home is not falling apart. Because you got to understand something. You are their entire universe. And when they are seeing their entire universe, they don't know what to do. They don't know what side to pick. Most of the time they go hide. Or in some cases, they start to act out. And they start acting up bad because it'll make you focus that attention on them other than being argumentative with yourself. Okay? So after you have one of these moments, go and get the baby and bring them to a common area where you and your person are, or just you at home, and just talk to them. You'd be surprised what they understand. I can't explain it to you, but they can feel something beyond your words. They can feel your emotional state of mind. They can feel the atmosphere, okay? And that will help reassure them, and you'll see that they will act out less. It's really important. Okay, next. This is Beijo, who's one of our suckers. And this is about snacks. Now, Michael, I'm so sorry, darling, that I got to do this.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So, having Michael around, I'm the disciplinarian. You guys have pets? You don't. You have pets? The couple right here. Okay. Who's the disciplinarian? Let me see. Raise a hand. Somebody always is.
Count that.
Isn't it? Because I'm the disciplinarian. It's okay. Have no shame. It's good. Okay. So now here's the deal. Beijo is smart. And we have, the way our house is, it goes in a circle. And I'll say no, no. And he'll be like, oh, come on, come on. I'm no. Okay. And I can be in the back, and something about women, our ears, I don't know. God blessed us a little bit more than you guys, okay, in that area. We can hear stuff from way over there across the street. I don't know what it is. But I'll be in the back, and I'm like, something doesn't feel right. Something does not feel right. And I'll get quiet and do this. And then I hear, baby voice. And Mike's like, no, you know mommy said no, don't even try it on me, no. And then he gets real quiet, I'm like, uh-oh. So I come out, and what is it? Beijo is quiet and slid down his leg on his back like this, and Michael has given in. And I try to reason with him and not be naggy or just too domineering, but and it's hard. It's hard. So we try to balance it out to the best of our ability, and Beijo knows, they know how to work, you guys. They know. They know how to look cute. They know how to be pitiful. They know how to be a baby. They know how to manipulate. They know. They're smart. Don't underestimate the little critters, okay? So somebody has got to stick to their guns and be like, you know what? I see that, and I love you, but no. And you'll be surprised how they'll just, okay, all right. But you can't be a pushover. Yeah, that's right. Can't be a pushover. Okay.
I'm the worst.
I know. Next.
I know.
Okay.
Sure.
This is an article talking about animals doing stuff they're not supposed to do. Okay. Say you get a lab. And your lab is supposed to love water, right? I've met some that can't stand water. And the owner's like, no, we're going to swim. And you got to see what you're working with. So this dog, of course, what's the meaning of this slide? He's supposed to be jumping through the tire hole, right? Well, he's doing his own thing. So what do? You got to see what you're working with. If you got a dog and you want him to be a show dog, you gotta see if the dog wants to be a show dog. Because just like people, you cannot make them do that. It does not work. I've seen it. They will wear you out. So what I really do, when I place an animal in a home, I really match the personalities. If you're a person that is very much like a couch potato and you just want a little furry something in the house, I'm not going to give you a hyper little terrier, okay? I'm not going to do that because it's not going to work. So it's very important to match it, okay? Next. Yeah, the cat's got a little attitude. This is about giving a cat a bath. For the most part, they don't need it, but sometimes, you need to dump one, right? And this one is showing how, he's probably saying some curse words right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, next. This is me. When I was little, that was my best friend. His name was Peter, a little terrier mutt. And I was bullied as a kid, and what ended up happening is Peter saved my life, and it really set me on this course with animals. And what happened is I was really able to communicate with him more than a person. My mom and I are very close, so it had nothing to do with that, but I knew if I told her what was happening at school, she would go down to the school and snatch up some chocolate. I knew this. And we didn't want that. And I show you in this article how to spot the signs that your little child or grandchild or niece or nephew are being bullied. And it may not be the signs that you may think. It's not as clear, and children tend to hide when things like that are happening. They don't come out and say, hey, this is what's going on. They're embarrassed and they're ashamed. And I really believe in children being raised with animals. It teaches them to be compassionate. It teaches them about respect other than just themselves, another being on this planet sharing with us. And it teaches them how to be a caretaker so they're not so self-absorbed and self-centered. So this is something I really believe in. Next. This is about tolerance. Have you ever seen an animal that pairs up with another animal that might, supposed to be food? It happens. And they are just like people. There are some that are a little different, and they can know how to interact with another species without harming them, without, killing them. And I've just seen all kinds of things. I mean, dogs nursing, ducks and everything. Okay. See what I'm saying? So I admire that. We can learn a lot from them as a species. I mean, we're supposed to be the head of the food chain. Sometimes I wonder. Next. This is about a pet being a therapist. This is something I really believe in. Pets can get in places that people can't. And they have a way of knowing how to get under your skin. They have a way of getting you to trust them and open up when you don't trust anybody. And the main thing I really love here is I place a lot of cats. You will never guess where. I've placed them in convalescent hospitals, old people's homes, and the cats love it, and they are just so welcome there. Because when you're older, you need something to care for. And a lot of times your kids have left you and you're alone, and you might be getting really depressed, and what they need is a little animal. So I really believe in that. These are all solutions so that animals can be placed and people don't have to be lonely. Okay, next. That's Beijo. And I took this picture because he just made me laugh. Okay, and they do things just to make you laugh, okay, and they're great, I don't care what mood I'm in, he knows how to get me out of it, and I love him for that. Next, and this is, do you know how to tell when your pets are saying I love you? Do you know how? With cats, it's usually like a slow blink, they just love you. And dogs, come up and nuzzle. You can tell when they're in the mood to snuggle. You can tell when they want to bond with you, and I love that. There are some people that just are better to their dogs than they are to other people. It's the most interesting thing to me. So I love that. It's really something to learn, and it's just a precious relationship. Next. This is about giving your pet a social life. Beijo had a girlfriend. Now, he doesn't right now, but he had a Juliet, and he was her Romeo. And he would go outside and knock at her door, and I knew her owner, his name was Jerry, and the cat's name was Fidget. She was a little tiny Siamese cat, and they would groom each other, for hours, and then take a nap and just really bond with each other. So I really learned that really added to his life. Okay, next.
Why did they break up?
Yeah. When we moved. They moved first, it wasn't me. Okay, and this is what I was talking about. There are some people that can have children, and I promise you, that dog or that cat will take everything you got.
Oh, yeah.
They are an abyss of love. You can just pour it on me like, give it to me. And I promise you, it will just help your life and just love you back. It's such a great investment. Next. Okay. How many people have had this happen to them? Yeah. I do. I mean, there are times I'm like Beijo, and then I end up talking to him and apologize. Well, I have to go in here by myself right now. I'm really just wait for me, and I know he's on the other side of the door. And that's sad. I've had moments like that. So I don't know who's worse, cats or dogs. What do you guys think?
Cats.
Dogs. Dogs.
Okay. Well, I told him, I said, why do you want to be in here anyway? Right now. Why? But, he's just like, he'll come and sit there in our bathroom, at least my little bathroom. I literally am standing in a little square. And he's like sliding through the door. And I move my leg, and he gets in there. I do what I have to do. And he's like, okay, we're done now. Okay, and I wash my hands. Like, okay. And I don't know what it is, but they want to be where you are. They don't care what you're doing. If there's a little sliver of space that's good enough for me, they want to do it. So I'm glad I'm not alone. Next. All right. This is something I really believe in. We live in beautiful Rancho Palos Verdes. I swear it, I say Rancho Palos Verdes dogs because it has. And there are little baggies everywhere. There is no excuse not to pick up your dog's stuff, guys. Think about it. If you don't want to pick it up, I really don't want to. Right. Okay? And it just keeps the place nicer. If everybody just does their part, it's beautiful. Okay? So that's just our little nudge to remind you to be responsible. Okay, next. And that is the end of our presentation for today. That's me and Beijo saying we love you. And I kind of think we look alike a little. But that's my baby. Yes. So like I said, those papers you're holding are for today. And I have something for anybody that wants to sign up today. Whoever does it first, I want to gift you this pet portendum so that you can start getting results from your furry family member that you have at home, and I promise you, you're going to get it. Beijo is going on 8 years old, and he has not lost the pep in his step, and I want that for all of you. So everybody is ready to take care of you. It is worth the investment. I promise you, whatever you're going to spend guessing at PetSmart and Petco, you're going to end up spending more time trying to guess than coming to us and getting it done right the first time. And today, even though you guys are all out here, the first visit, I will come to you, I promise. Okay, we always do that because I need to see what you're working with, whether you live, and how you do things and how the animal is responding in its environment, okay? So, Ron, look at you. Okay, so if you have Skype, that's great, but if you don't, we have phone consultations so that you can get what you need for your animals, okay? You wouldn't be here if you didn't believe in them and their health, okay? So, Dr. Zaffer has the part if something happens, God forbid, hope not, and they need some kind of surgery or attention that way, but let's just get them to the point of where they don't need it. Hear me? Let's just get them to the point where they don't have to have arthritis or any of these issues, and this is what will do it. So there you go. Thank you for your time, especially on this hot day. I appreciate it.
Thank you.